Hello and welcome back to Drinking by My Shelf. My name is Emma and today it is that time of the month again. No, I'm not talking about my period. It's of course time for book jail. This month is just going to have to be the sleepy bedtime book jail because I haven't had time to film it any other time. So yeah, I am in my pyjamas drinking my bedtime tea. The lighting in here is god awful, but we're just going to have to deal with it. Okay, so by now you know how book jail works. I am trying to get to 50 points on the book jail board by completing various challenges. I have 6 different ways of getting points and I will put them on the description box so that you can read along, but I'll explain as we go. There is an actual dog hair in this cup of tea. Oh lordy. Do you think I can get it out with a pen? Am I making this worse? Rescued it, dog hair gone. Challenge number 1 is just to read books off my TBR, and in the month of May I read 10 books. This time I'm not going to do detailed descriptions of the books that I read because most of the books I read this month were new releases, and I'm going to do a new video coming up soon of the exciting new releases, so I'll talk about them in there, but I'm just going to give you a brief overview of what I read. The first one I read, I already no longer have the physical copy because it was Geekarella and I really enjoy it, so I've already given it to my local charity shop. But that's one. Then I read Ellen Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman, which I adored, 5-star read, and I will link to an article that I wrote about it in the description box below. I read Ella Enchanted, which you should know by now is one of my all-time favourite books. I read Red Dragon by Thomas Harris, which is the first in the Hannibal Lecter series, and it was really good and creepy, and I read it for Book Buddyathon, so go and watch that video if you want to see my thoughts on it. I read The Child by Fiona Barton, which was a really good mystery psychological crime novel. I read Touch by Courtney Maum, which I thought was meh, to be honest. It's about technology and stuff. I read When Dimple Met Rishi, which was a gorgeous, lovely YA romance. I read One of Us is Lying, which is like The Breakfast Club if it was a YA thriller. I read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which was loved it, about the secrets in the life of this Hollywood star. And I read The Descent of Man by Grayson Perry, which was a non-fiction about masculinity and what it means. And challenge number 2. This is diversity bingo, and if you want to join in yourself, I will of course link everything you need to know below. This is my board so far. This is everything that I've ticked off in previous months, and this month I also ticked off reading about a contemporary world arranged marriage with When Dimple Met Rishi, and reading a book with a bisexual main character with The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Challenge number 3, the Read Harder challenge. This was set up by Book Riot, and there's a whole list. You guessed it, linked below. And I only ticked off one category this month, which was to read a book that you have read before. And of course, I've read Ella Enchanted maybe 15,000 times. Challenge number 4 is the Throwback Book Club, where you have to read books published before 2017. So you can't just keep getting caught up in all these new releases. And I did pretty well for this one this month, because Red Dragon was published in 1981, Ella Enchanted was published in 1997, and The Descent of Man was published last year in 2016. Oh my god, I'm on to the final row. I have something in my eye. Eyelash? General sleepiness? Challenge number 5 is the Book Happiness Project. But I don't quite know what happened with the Book Happiness Project this month because they didn't say anything. They didn't announce what their challenge was. So I only had the name of the theme, which was Happiness in Space, but they never actually released their challenges. So I don't know what's happening with them. I don't know if they'll be back up and running next month. If not, I'll have to swap them out for something else. But this month, I just took the Happiness in Space theme and kind of guessed, and I gave myself a point for reading Geekarella because it's about a sci-fi TV show set in space. So I'm going to give myself that. And finally, challenge number 6 is the Get a Hold of Yourself challenge, which I set up for myself and have been consistently failing at. I have still not read my March or April Get a Hold of Yourself picks, and I didn't even pick a new one for May because I was giving up. So that's definitely a penalty. I'm going to get the -3 for failing that challenge. So, time for the moment of truth. Am I finishing in this pretty strong position, or do I have more to confess? The main part of book jail, of course, is that I'm not allowed to buy any books. And I broke it. If you watched my May book haul, you'll know that I got a lot of new books this month, but they were all sent by publishers, got them for free, so that doesn't count against me, but I did give in and buy one book. And so for that, I have to get -10 points. So I'm not quite on the final row, but you know what? This is coming dangerously close to the end. I might actually get out of book jail one day. So thanks for watching my May book jail. And I forgot to mention at the beginning, It is today my 1-year anniversary on BookTube, so cheers to that. I have never stuck with a project as long as that, so that's good. Maybe I'm here to stay. We'll see. Do leave me a comment if you've been doing book jail. I always love hearing about people doing their own versions of it. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for new videos every Friday. See you next time!